Last time around, Sport Relief inspired people everywhere to get active and do a whole lot of good in the process.
One man even raised a fortune by swimming the channel. You might have heard about it.
But Mr. Williams wasn't the only one who helped raise money for vulnerable people, both here at home and in some of the world's poorest countries.
Right across the UK, hundreds of thousands of people got sponsored to take to the streets and do the Sport Relief Mile.
And now it's back, even bigger and better than ever before, with more venues, more famous faces, and even more people taking part.
Be part of it this year and challenge your family, friends, workmates or schoolmates to do a mile and raise vital cash.
You won't be the only one taking on a challenge either. There's plenty of very special Sport Relief TV on its way as well, guaranteed to put some familiar faces to the test.
And because Sport Relief is about using power and passion of sport to change people's lives for the better, while you're getting active,
you'll be helping change someone else's life forever.
Sign up for your nearest mile now at bbc.co.uk/Sport Relief or call 0845 605 8000 for a mile entry kit.
Sport Relief. Rise to the challenge.
Now, Newsnight on BBC Two with Jeremy Paxman.
OBL could be like a shining star, like the way we destroyed them through Tawa.
Told for the first time how a worldwide network of extremists was run from a bedroom in Shepherd's Bush. Tonight, cyberspace, the new frontier in the so-called war being waged by Islamic terrorists. We tell the story of how extremists across the world were linked together online by a man living in West London. The Russians lean again on the British Council in Russia. Peter Haines says sorry to the rest of the cabinet, but for how much longer can he hang on to his job? And what is the point of the massive washing of dirty linen, which is the Diana inquest? Good evening. If you were watching last night, you'll have seen our report on Al-Qaeda's apparent attempts to launch a British wing online. Tomorrow, the Home Secretary will explain how the government is going to try to fight Islamic radicalism in cyberspace. Tonight, Newsnight can tell the extraordinary story of Yunus Tsuli, who ran a network of extremists across the world from his laptop in a bedroom in Shepherd's Bush, West London. He called himself Terrorist 007. He's been convicted of inciting terrorism, but his case is worrying police and intelligence agencies across the world. Our security correspondent, Gordon Carrera, reports.
Over the space of only 2 years, Irhabi 007 became the undisputed, undefeated king of internet terrorism.
This war is not only being fought on the ground in Iraq, but also in cyberspace.
This is the story of a man who called himself Terrorist 007, a man who used the internet to build a network of terror stretching from Iraq to Canada, from the United States to Bosnia, all from his bedroom in London.
He, I think it's not unreasonable to say, provided a link between core Al-Qaeda, the heart of Al-Qaeda, and the wider networks that he was linking into through the internet.
The story of Terrorist 007 reveals how virtual terrorist networks can emerge out of sight of the authorities and not only radicalise young Muslims online, but also help them carry out terrorist attacks. Yunus Souli arrived in London with his father from Morocco in 2001. He enrolled at this small college in the city of London to study IT. He was a loner who soon started using his newfound skills to surf the internet. He viewed footage like this, taken from the cockpit of a US fighter jet, as evidence of a Western plan to wipe out Muslims across the world. It's alleged that the film shows innocent Iraqi civilians being killed in Fallujah. The real facts are unclear.
Impact. Oh, dude.
It was from his bedroom in this house on an ordinary road in West London that Yunus Souli went from being another angry young man to one of the most notorious cyber jihadists in the world. He would use the internet to spread fear and hatred across the globe. By 2004, Souli had assumed the username of Irhabi007, Irhabi meaning terrorist in Arabic. He posted advice on hacking and uploaded videos of Osama bin Laden onto US government websites. This attracted attention. Aaron Weisberg monitors extremist Islamic activity on the internet from his home in the US.
Well, I first came across him because he was active on a forum on the internet that I was monitoring. It was called the Islamic Terrorist Forum. I mean, that was the official name of the website. And he demonstrated a degree of technical knowledge. He demonstrated a concern on that site for the security of the community, and he demonstrated a high degree of paranoia.
Extremists also began to recognize Souli's potential. As Iraq descended into violence, Al-Qaeda's leaders there contacted Souli. They asked him to build websites for them. Souli's contribution was invaluable, according to one expert on internet terrorism who testified in Souli's trial last year.
Irhabi007 was essentially a fixer for Al-Qaeda in Iraq and Al-Qaeda elsewhere, an online fixer, someone who took care of tasks that Al-Qaeda couldn't do on its own. He had a flair for marketing, and he had the technical knowledge and skills to be able to place this stuff in areas on the internet where it wouldn't get easily erased.
Suicide attacks were filmed in Iraq and emailed to Souli, who posted them on websites across the world, but these were often closed down. Souli needed a constant supply of money to pay for new sites. He was helped by this man, Wasim Mughal, a British biochemistry undergraduate, and another man from West London, Tariq Al-Dor. Souli and Al-Dor never met in person, but Al-Dor had access to over 100,000 stolen credit cards and supplied money to Souli. By now, Irhabi007 was a central player in Al-Qaeda's propaganda war against the West, and he didn't mind who knew it.
Over the space of only 2 years, Irhabi007 became the undisputed, undefeated king of internet terrorism. His name is ubiquitous when it comes to cyber terrorism, modern cyber terrorism.